Hey there guys, it's Lance from Cinematic Galaxy here, and today I'm here to talk to you all about Prometheus finally, the latest Ridley Scott sci-fi film. I don't really think it's that necessary for me to explain the basic plot of this film. I feel like if you're even interested in this movie at all, you probably already have an idea of what the basic premise is, so I'm not going to go there. Now, Prometheus has been very hyped up because it marks Ridley Scott's return to the sci-fi genre, which many people feel he excels in. And based on Alien and Blade Runner, I tend to agree. Now, one thing I've really been doing as of late is I've tried to stay away from hype nowadays. I mean, I did check the reviews and stuff on Prometheus, so I was aware of the average. It has about a 75%, something like that. And that pretty much goes to show that I guess a lot of people were disappointed with this movie. Overall, I really liked the movie. I was very, very satisfied with it. You know, I really went into this movie with the open mindset, not comparing it to Alien or Aliens, and I thought it was a very good, very strong sci-fi film, if not anything else. I think a lot of people were let down though. I think some people really hyped this movie up a little too much and they were unfortunately disappointed. But I really liked it though. I was ultimately satisfied. There were some problems, but I'll get into that later. As far as the great things about this movie, there are a few. I mean, for one, this movie is visually outstanding. That's probably the best thing about it. This movie looks incredible, you know. I thought that The Avengers was a shoo-in for the Oscar for Best Visual Effects, but Prometheus came up and it's just, you know, wow. I mean, this movie is a visual masterpiece. And the way Ridley Scott directs it, the way he directs all these vast shots of all the space stuff and all this stuff, I mean, it's so well done, so beautiful to look at. And also the score of this movie as well. I forgot the guy's name. I've never heard of him before until this. The score is beautiful, you know, very reminiscent of Jerry Goldsmith. And yeah, it's a beautiful score. The opening scene of this film, for instance, it combines the scenery and the score. It blew me away, honestly. I mean, it was so beautiful, so captivating. Very much like 2001: A Space Odyssey sort of thing, you know. It just really just evoked all kinds of thoughts in my head. I actually saw this film in 3D, not IMAX 3D, unfortunately, but 3D, and it looked fantastic. It was beautiful. Another thing, I really overall like the main cast in this movie. For one, Noomi Rapace, or Rapace, I'm not sure which one is correct. She's the original girl with the dragon tattoo, and I thought she really carried her own in this film. Michael Fassbender was also amazing for the type of character he played. I thought he really, really nailed that. And his character just was, you know, his character kind of had a lot of weird, confusing motives and whatnot. Charlize Theron is also in this film, and especially after coming off Snow White and the Huntsman. I mean, she's on a roll lately, and this role, I mean, without really saying too much about it, is kind of similar to that role a little bit. I mean, you know, lately Charlize Theron has had a thing about playing characters that aren't the most likable people, and I think she does that really, really well, and I loved her in this movie. Also, Idris Elba, who I've seen little bits of him on Luther. I think he's great on that. And bits of, you know, bits of him in Thor and whatnot. Very good in that movie. And he's great in this movie. He honestly might have been my favorite character in this movie apart from Noomi Rapace and Michael Fassbender's characters. I thought he was great. Just really, you know, likable in this movie. But anyway, that leads me into what I didn't care for so much of this movie. And there are a few things. And one of them is some of the characters were way too much of throwaway characters. And they were dumb, you know. They're these really dumb scientists in this movie. I'm not, you know, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but there's some really, really stupid characters in this movie. Some of the stuff they do is almost too stupid, and this kind of ties into the plot as well. I mean, you know, that kind of took me out of the movie, and the characters themselves were just so cliche and ridiculous that they took me out of it as well. And also another issue I have is that even with the characters I liked in this movie, I don't feel like there was enough development for them. I don't feel like they got utilized the way they should have. I feel like we should have gotten to know them a little bit more. I mean, the movie tried to do that. I think it did well with a lot of that. But I think that for a movie like this that deals with all these complex themes and whatnot, I think that there should have been a little more personal, relatable, human character. I think there should have been more human development, because I feel like that would have grounded the movie a little bit. The movie was so kind of existential and up there. But at the same time, I still really liked the questions that this movie posed, or I guess how it handled them. Overall, I really liked that. I thought that they did a good job of that. Very interesting, thought-provoking stuff. But I still feel like the movie fell short of some of its potential. I feel like it could have been a more powerful human drama as well. I feel like that they could have done more. Like when certain things happen to some characters in this film, I really didn't feel any emotion, and I don't feel like that's the way it should have been. And another thing I'm not really crazy about, the guy who plays Noomi Rapace's boyfriend in this film, I thought he was fine, he was okay, but he just seemed like he was kind of overdoing it at times, trying to be charismatic and likable, and he just came off kind of like a jerk. I don't know if that was intentional. It might have been, but I mean, I just thought he kind of overdid it a little bit. And then I think that character could have been written a little better as well. Overall, I really, really liked Prometheus. I can't really say I loved it, but I really liked it. The movie is visually stunning, once again. It's visually a masterpiece. I mean, breathtaking. There are some shots in this film, and even some scenes, things that will just take your breath away. And, it's just so epic in scope, and I loved it for that. But I feel like the movie failed on a more personal level in certain parts. That's ultimately why I'm going to give Prometheus a B+. Now, is this an Alien prequel? I would say both yes and no, but actually probably mostly no, because I'm not the story of this one does not tie directly into Alien, but it has some things in it that relate to Alien. So it's more of like a side story that takes place in the same universe, and it happens to take place before Alien. So I mean, but it's not a direct prequel. Anyway, guys, I'm interested. Let me know what your thoughts on Prometheus are. And also, what's your favorite Alien movie? I don't just mean in this series or genre. I just mean aliens in general. Mine would probably have to be Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back for being my favorite movie having aliens. I also really love E.T. But anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. And this is Lance from Cinematic Galaxy, signing